Hello and welcome to the Calmcast, a time to feel calm and think clearly. I'm Claire Downham, the Queen of Calm, a transformational life coach. I was a burnt-out head teacher who finally made the journey to calm after years of trying, and I want to prevent you from having to do the same. The Calmcast is a series of short explorations, gently guiding you back to your natural state, which is calm and clarity. Just listen like you would listen to music, with an open mind and curiosity. There's nothing else to do. Now let's relax into today's episode. So today I'm talking about virtual reality generators, which is a strange subject, but actually the fact that stress is created in a very similar way to a virtual reality generator generates a virtual reality. And the more power you put into a virtual reality machine, you probably need to put more programming in, don't you? But the more energy you put into it, the more you get out. And that's really how our moment by moment experience is created. And stress is, of course, an example of an experience that we all have sometimes. But it would be lovely this morning for you to consider those times when you've seen this virtual reality generator at work. So an example of that is the Sunday night blues. You know that thing on a Sunday starts creeping in Sunday late afternoon, doesn't it? You're having a nice weekend. You're still exactly where you were. You're still with your family or doing what you wanted to do this weekend. And then it starts to creep in, doesn't it? That stressful feeling. And it starts to creep in as you start to contemplate work. You contemplate what's coming up, how much you have to do this week, perhaps some meetings with people you're not so keen on, perhaps a boss who's perhaps not the easiest person to get along with. And as you start to feel that, as you start to think about that, you start to feel it. And it doesn't feel very nice. It feels stressful. But you're not at work. You're at home, or you're on the beach, or you're somewhere else. You're not at work. You can't be feeling work. It can't be work creating the stress because you're not there. You're at home or wherever. And I suspect at the other end of the week, you've also noticed something different. And that is, as Friday afternoon comes around, there's a feeling of joy, perhaps, of relaxation. And suddenly your job doesn't seem that bad. You're kind of flowing through your tasks Friday afternoon, you're getting everything done. And you're thinking about the weekend. You're looking forward to what's coming up, to what you're going to be doing. And of course, that creates a different kind of feeling. How amazing. Because that's what the virtual reality generator is focused on then. It's focused on the weekend. You're thinking about the weekend. You're thinking about the weekend. You're not feeling you're thinking about work because you're not really thinking about work. You're doing your work. You're processing stuff you need to process. You're getting things done. But when you notice you're thinking, it's about that nice thing you're going to do at the weekend. And this virtual reality machine is at play all the time. And I think one of the reasons why we get confused and think that it's the truth of what's out there, that it is the world creating stress, that it is the world giving us a stressful feeling. The confusion comes in because we've been pointed in that direction for such a long time. We all have. As you look across the news and social media and people's conversations, there is a sense that the world out there is making us all sick, making us all feel stressed. That the world out there has this capacity to bring about a feeling state in us, no matter what feeling state that is, but stress is one that is talked about a lot. But it doesn't work that way. And the other place you've probably noticed it, is just in your interactions with other people, where they're talking about something being really stressful and you're thinking, it doesn't really bother me. Or vice versa. Somebody seems to be in a lovely place, in a calm place, in a not bothered place. Well, they're just thinking about things differently to you. Now, what I am not pointing to here is you trying to change your thinking. That's not what I'm pointing to. I'm not saying, check out Mr. Smith, who's got better thinking than you and doesn't seem to be so stressed, and learn to think like him. I haven't learned to think differently in the last few years. But I've learned what my thinking can do. I've learned that it's a virtual reality generator. That's really helpful. And the other thing I've learned, and that I love to share with you, is that underneath all that personal thinking, underneath all that noise and that horrible feeling, there's who you really are. Peace, love, wisdom, and whatever else it is you're looking for outside of you. Presence, quiet, space. The list is long. Maybe you want to let me know what it is you're looking for. But it's not out there. Underneath the virtual reality generator, or I suppose what's powering it, is the energy of life. In the case of the virtual reality generator, it's electricity. That's pure, isn't it? Like, I'm seeing this for the first time, really. The pure power that comes into that virtual reality generator before it kicks off and starts spitting out images, scary ones sometimes. That's who we really are, that energy. That's underneath the virtual reality generator, which is pushing out all this stuff. That's not who you are. That wound up feeling is not who you are. And that's why you can fall into that lovely feeling, or a feeling of presence in a moment. And sometimes those moments are the ones that we might say are truly stressful. In the moment, if something kicks off at work and you have to deal with it, have you noticed how present you become? While you're doing it, you're just in this space of pure presence. You're fixing things, sorting things out, getting rid of the problem. Afterwards, you might feel quite wound up and a bit, whoa, that was a little bit hair-raising. But when you're in it, when I once, a few years ago, before I found this understanding actually, I was in a field full of cows that decided they were coming to get me. Quite simply, there was a lot of mooing and a lot of very fast kind of walking, stroke trotting of cows. I don't know if cows even trot. That's horses, isn't it? But anyway. And as they came towards me, I was able to be, or just what happened was me being in a place of pure presence. and I climbed over the wall without really even thinking about it. Just happened. My body moved me away from the danger. Afterwards, I was a bit jittery, because then I started thinking, oh, what if? And I started to create a stressful feeling with the what ifs of the cows. What if they'd run me over? What if they'd trample me? What if that bull had speared me with its horns? So this is all just me pointing for you to go off and explore and get curious. You know, when you're feeling really stressed out about something you're not even doing, where on earth do you think that's coming from? Has to be coming from you. Just get curious about it. And know that feeling of calm, of presence, that pause, that space is literally a breath away. Literally one breath away, that's all. Imagine that. Imagine knowing that the energy of the universe is accessible to you just one breath away. Explore that this week. Enjoy. Thank you so much for listening. There's nothing to do now but bring some awareness to how this is working out in your life. Listen regularly to experience longer and longer periods of calm. This has been the Calmcast with Claire Downham, Queen of Calm. Take care and keep listening.